In this video, we'll talk about electroencephalogram or EEG. This is a non-invasive method to record the macroscopic electrical activity by placing electrodes on the scalp. EEG recordings represent the activity of the surface layer in the brain. Now, electroencephalogram is basically the output of the EEG machine, and these graphs represent the electrical activity coming from the brain. During this diagnostic test, a small sensor is placed all across the scalp to record the electrical activity coming underneath the skull. And this is generally non invasive and painless. These signals are recorded by a machine, and the doctor can interpret the meaning of these signals. In this video, we'll try to understand what does this signal mean, how this test is performed, and what is the biological and physical basis behind this test. So let's talk about where are these electrodes placed. Actually, these electrodes are placed using a conventional system of 10-20 rule. And in a moment, it would be clear what is this convention. But let me tell you, these are broadly placed on the scalp, and the neurons which are active just underneath the scalp, that means in the cortical layer, their activity can be recorded using EEG. Now, the waveform that is coming out of a encephalogram actually represent or reflects the electrical activity of cortical neurons. The signal intensity is very small, and these particular fluctuations are in order of microvolts. That means it's very small. Now, it detects population level of neuronal activity. It does not depict one single neuron's activity. Now, let's try to understand the placement of electrodes in bit more details. So this is the skull, and we are looking at the skull from a top view. Here, let's try to understand some landmarks. And this is how a particular technician will put the electrodes on the scalp. So the particular end which is close to the nose is known as nasion. So first, the nasion electrode is placed. It's kind of like a landmark. Then the inion electrode is placed, which is at the back of the skull. And then the preauricular points are detected, which are close to our ears, and those electrodes are placed. And with respect to these landmarks, other electrodes are placed in a specific fashion. For example, from the nasion electrode, the first line that can connect the inion and nasion is known as the midline.